Hey Keller Williams family, Heather Kania here, and I just wanted to share a little bit about myself. I got into real estate on kind of a resentment. I had a really bad experience with trying to purchase a house. At the time, I had a job and it was mostly tips, and so it was definitely difficult, like the loan part, but I had all these people who were like, I can absolutely help you, and we're just gonna do this and this and this, and I'm like, okay, because I don't know anything about this, so I'm like, just show me the way, like help me do this. And I'm a single mom at the time, I'm just trying to buy a house for me and my kids so we can stop paying rent. And I finally found somebody, and they supposedly had a lender that would work with me, and we put an offer on a house, got accepted. I had written a whole little letter about, me and my kids, and I was so excited. So we do that, we're getting into like inspections, and then all of a sudden, like ghosted. Like I'm not hearing anything from the agent, the lender, like nothing. And I don't even know what to do from this point, right? Like, so it literally just like fizzled away, and like that was it. I never even knew what happened, and it was absolutely heartbreaking. And I remember thinking, like, there is no way that this is how people are being treated in real estate. And that person that's trying to buy that house, and they've saved all this money, and this means the world to them, and it's a really big deal to purchase a home. You are putting your everything into it, and for somebody to do something like that, it's just not right. And that's where I kind of started my journey of becoming a real estate agent. So prior to that, I was a massage therapist for 20 years, and I absolutely loved doing that. It was wonderful. I had wonderful people and clients that I got to work with. It was a very spiritual journey. I just loved it, but my body did not love it. I started to physically just, wake up and like, and my hands weren't working very well anymore because I was doing a lot of deep tissue and I had a lot of clients, and I needed to find a way out. And what am I going to do, right? So the real estate thing kind of popped into my head, and I'm like, let me kind of try this. So I end up deciding to get my real estate license, and I did that. And I actually joined another brokerage and did that for a little while I was still massaging people. And I know it's not usually recommended, like you need to be all in it and, feast or famine type of thing, but I had kids I had to feed, so I had to do both of them. And anyhow, it got to the point when both of them started to suffer. I wasn't able to answer calls for my real estate stuff or do a massage because I was doing something real estate, and that's when I said, it's time, let's do this. So I went 100%, and it was absolutely one of the scariest and best things that I ever did. Yeah. And ta-da, here I am, still alive in the business.
Killing it!
So I was in another brokerage for quite some time, and I was actually doing a deal with an agent, and kind of got my mind thinking about, other brokerages, and I did some interviews at several different brokerages, and I ended up at Keller Williams. So I'm over on Water Street with my little Water Street family, and just love those guys to death over there.
Yes.
So a couple fun facts about me. I have mules. I have 3 mules and a horse, like 11 chickens, 2 dogs. My other puppy just passed away, and it was really hard.
Heather, I'm sorry.
And we have a cat. So we just like have a farm. So it's funny because of course, if there's any stray animals or animals need homes, my husband's like, no, not. Because I'm like, but it needs a home and we can love it,
Yeah.
So, but it started just on a whim. I feel like I always had this desire to have animals and be like this horse, mule girl, whatever. And I didn't know where that came from. My parents did both grow up on farms in New Mexico where I was born, but we came out here when I was young, so we never really talked about it. I was watching a show for quite some time about horses, and I was like, you know what? I could do that. So got myself hooked up with somebody, started riding, learning how to do that. Before you know it, I'm like, I'm buying a horse. And then I saw this thing with the long ears. I'm like, hey, what's that? And they're like, oh, that's a mule. It's a cross between a horse and a donkey. And they're like, they can climb anything. I'm like, that's what I want to do. So I got to ride one of those, and it was exhilarating. And that started the whole journey. And it has been so fun. I get to see the most amazing, beautiful, God created spaces that most people don't get to see, because we just travel up into these crazy mountains and just untouched land. And it's just amazing. And I'll tell you, like, you can have a hard day, a long day, every possible deal blowing up on you, and I go out and I have to scoop poop or whatever, and everything just fades away. I completely forget about anything that's negative that's happened in my day. So I love it. And I'm really grateful and blessed that I get to do that.
If you have any piece of advice that you will give to a new agent into the business, maybe someone that's next gen, what would you tell them?
I would tell a new agent to ask questions. Find somebody that you can lean on and you can trust, because you really need a solid foundation in this. It's hard to just jump in and not really know what you're doing. You need somebody that is really going to mentor you and walk you through this stuff. And if it's somebody that you feel like you can ask questions to, follow them around and learn the business, because it's all the things that happen in between, right? You go to school, they teach you all these words, you memorize stuff, and that's one thing. But being out here and really knowing, like, how to deal with the situation, how to talk to clients when this kind of stuff, because it's not all peaches and cream. Stuff happens, and scary stuff happens where you're like, oh my gosh, like, even to me today, and luckily I have surrounded myself with great people, and I reach out, hey, how do I deal with the situation? Have you ever dealt with this? So that would be my suggestion, is just dive in, be in the middle of the pack, and make sure that you're just surrounding yourself with people that are good, and know what they're doing.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today, Heather. We appreciate being in business with you. We honor you today as one of our star agents and our agent spotlight for the week.
Thanks, guys. Bye.